We're going to learn about how to draw bones, and we're going to take a look at some imagery, and as well as look online to see how bone structure for the human body is. So I have a couple of worksheets right here, or not worksheets, but just some resources of how different bones look. And we're going to start with the skull. So I'm going to ask you to use a scrap piece of paper just for our practice today and fold it into fourths. So fold it twice. When you open it up, you should have 4 sections. We're going to draw the skull to begin with. Now, eventually we're going to talk about shading and value. So in the corner of your worksheet, I want you to put a little place where a light source is going to take place. This is where the light will be coming from. And now we're going to get started by drawing the skull. And I'd like you to do this with me. Now when we start drawing the skull, we have kind of an oval shape. So we're going to start out by just kind of giving a light drawing of an oval. You're going to see me using some dark lines because I want you to be able to see what I'm doing. But these initial drawings, you want to go very, very light with. We've talked about drawing a face in the past. And when we draw a face, we divide the oval, the original oval, in half. That's where your eyes are. That's also where the eye orbs are. So we're going to split this in half. And then the next rule that we have is that you should be able to get 5 eyes across that line. But because, as you can see over here, the eye orb here is much bigger than your original eye. So when you draw those ovals, well, they kind of are ovals, kind of square, you're going to make them a little bit larger than you normally would an eye. So I'm drawing the shape, kind of looking down here to make sure that I get that as accurate as possible. Now, we're going to move down, and you notice that the nose is a little different here. It kind of looks like an upside down heart. That's because right here on your nose it's actually cartilage. Go ahead and just touch the edge of your nose. You can see that. You can shake your nose. It kind of wiggles. Now, if you go like this and try to wiggle this part of your arm, you can't wiggle it. The part of the nose that you're wiggling is actually cartilage, and cartilage disappears with the rest of your organs. It disappears quickly. So what remains is kind of the bridge of your nose up here. The bridge of your nose comes out, and then we have the nasal cavity or opening. And it is just as I described, kind of an upside down heart. Now, the top of the head is rather oval. It is kind of an oval, so you can keep that shape. But when we move to the cheekbones, and again, go ahead and touch your cheekbones, you're going to notice that they protrude, they stick out, and they're a little circular, actually, or oval. So that's what we do here. We go about beside our eye sockets here. We're going to draw kind of a curved line. That's our cheekbones. And the curved line goes down into the teeth here. To start out with, I make this very light and not a lot of detail, so I'm drawing the teeth and the upper teeth here by just drawing a line. I'll go back and add the teeth in later. Now I'm going to move down to the jaw. And the jaw, if we look at this image right here, the bottom jaw here connects into the skull. It actually removes as well, but because of the way that the bones are built, they fit together like a puzzle. So you actually see a space between here. You can draw two lines. And then the bottom of the jaw is more angular, kind of comes down and across for the chin. Down and across. And of course we'll put the teeth back on here as well. Now you get rid of all the extra lines. You don't need those. And you have your skull left behind. Now, extra details that you might add. You might put some teeth on here. Now I do that. I counted these up. I started from the middle here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I can see about 7 teeth. So that means 14 are on the top. And I think I counted a little bit more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 on the bottom. I don't know if that's accurate. 16 on the bottom, 14 on the top. We might see 2 parts of the molars back here. But you don't want to have 32 teeth going across the top and 52 on the bottom. You want to keep it somewhat close to that range of 10 to 14. And what I'm doing is I'm just kind of rounding out the top of the teeth, coming down here, and the further back we get, the smaller they look, because they're kind of at an angle. And then the bottom ones too, rounding off the bottom, rounding off the top. Okay? And we'll talk about shadow in just a little bit. I'm going to challenge you to try to draw your own skull without my assistance in the box right next door. Go ahead and give that a try.